Today, I'm going to talk to you about the races that I have coming up in 2018. All right, 5.23 miles, 8:35 per mile. Oh, it's hot. That was a bad idea. For the rest of 2018, I have 3 races that I'm currently signed up for. I may add a 4th one in there, but it's not really a race, that 4th one. But let me go over what those races are. First one coming up next is July 21st. That's going to be the 5K at the Chicago Rock and Roll Half Marathon. Now, I don't know if they've been doing this in other years, but this year they're doing a 5K the day before and then a 10K and a half marathon on the actual race day. I was interested in possibly doing both because then you get like another medal for doing the 2 races, but I'm not that big a fan of medals and these races are really expensive. So the 5K that I signed up for was $50 or $60, which is a ton of money for a 5K. And then the 10K, the following day, is $69 or $70. And the half marathon is $110. So that was too much to do for what would essentially be kind of a fun run after my goal race, which would have been the 5K. So I'm only doing the 5K. And I picked that one because I wanted something that was gonna be chip time, a certified course, so that way I would have an official 5K time. My goal is going to be to break 20 minutes. That's my reach goal. My kind of more realistic goal is to get into the 20s. So I'm hoping like 2050, 2051, that kind of thing. The next race that I have after that is not going to be until September. That's the Chicago Half Marathon. I think that event is the first half marathon that I ever ran, and I've run it a handful of times on and off since then. Last year I skipped it, thinking I'd be deep into marathon training by then and a half marathon wouldn't make much sense. But then when I saw everyone running it, and I saw everyone getting ready and going to the race, I got really jealous and I really regretted not signing up for that one too. So this year I definitely signed up for it and I'm looking forward to that one, even though that is a really hot race every year, no matter what. You run along Lakeshore Drive, which sounds beautiful, but the part of Lakeshore Drive that you run down is further south of the city and it's not close to the water at all, and you're just running on a hot, uncovered highway. And so it's a little bit unpleasant. Not my favorite race to run in terms of the actual race itself, but the event overall, there's just a lot of Chicago runners that are going to be there, and it's just a good time kind of in the training schedule to be running a half marathon. I'm going to be shooting for a 1:32 as my goal for that one. My current record was from the F3 half marathon earlier this year in January, and that was a 1:34.54, so just under 1:35. So if I do hit this, it's going to be an almost 3-minute PR, but I think it's doable, as long as it's not too hot. That's going to be the real key. I'm starting to realize that I'm a cold weather runner and not a hot weather runner. I'd much rather run in extreme cold than in extreme heat like we had today. The next race I have after that is going to be a marathon that I finally signed up for one. There was a lot of difficulty. I couldn't get into the Chicago Marathon. I couldn't get into New York. Those are the 2 ones that I had really wanted to sign up for. Then my buddy and I were thinking about either Detroit or Minnesota. Those dates didn't really work out for the both of us. It didn't work out for one or the other of us. And then, so now I'm going to be running the Indianapolis Marathon. I'm not sure if my running buddy's going to be able to do it. He's been plagued by injury all year. But that's the one that I'm going to sign up for, that I have signed up for. By the way, it was only $80 when I signed up for it. It's gonna be a fast race, I think. It's a pretty competitive field, according to their website. 18% of finishers last year qualified for Boston. I looked at the results for my age group for the goal pace that I have for myself. I'm gonna be shooting for 3 hours, 30 minutes. A conservative goal, I think, based on my other running times, but I had such a disappointing Chicago Marathon, even though I did PR by quite a bit. I came in at 3 hours, 42 minutes. I did a whole bunch of walking. I raced it completely wrong, like the rookie that I am at that distance. And I'm looking to have a solid race. I don't mind if I have a little bit extra in the tank late at the end of it, but I want to have a strong finish. I want to feel good running a marathon. I mean, no one feels good running a marathon, but I want to feel strong at running a marathon rather than feeling like the marathon really got the better of me. So 3 hours, 30 minutes is going to be my goal. If I come in at that pace at the times that people finished last year, and last year was a record year for them in terms of participants, that'll only put me in like the top third to top half percentile of finishers of men in my age group. And so it's going to be fast, I think. There's going to be a lot of fast runners there. And so I like the fact that it's going to be in November. I'm hoping that it's going to be a little bit cold because, again, that's going to be, I think, my forte. So those are the races that I have signed up for now for 2018. The fourth that I might add is the CARA 20-miler. CARA is the Chicago Area Runners Association. They put on a 20-mile race. It's not really a race. You get a bib. And there's a course, and it's supported, but it's not really a race. It just gives you a chance. It's tailored to people that are running Chicago. It's right in the spot where you should be hitting your first 20-mile run. For some people, they only have one 20-mile run. I'd like to have a handful of those before I get into my next marathon. And so I thought I would do this one. I think that once you get like over 15 miles, you really need to be running with other people, in my opinion, at least for my kind of level of experience, because otherwise it gets really difficult to keep that up without someone else to commiserate with. And so I skipped it last year thinking I would be able to do it on my own, but then again, it's one of those events that I saw other people doing it, and I even like saw some of those people as I was running that day, and I totally regretted not participating, because then it'll give me another run that I won't be like stopping to take GoPro like set up the cameras, take GoPro shots, things like that. It'll be 20 miles. I'm going to try to run 20 miles, you know, without stopping for the normal breaks that I normally take. And so that'll be a good one for me to do, I think. And as we get further into the kind of marathon training season, that's something that I'm going to be focusing a lot more on. On those really long runs, I'm not going to have some of the set shots when I'm filming them, because I want to get into the mentality of not stopping. Right now, I usually stop about every 5 miles or so. I'll stop once to take a break, or not to take a break, but to take a photo or set the camera down and do that. And so it skews, you know, my training substantially. But for me, the two go hand in hand for me. I can't have one without the other, at least for my goals and what I want to do. And so, yes, I probably could be performing a little bit better or differently if I were to put the camera down, but then, you know, for me the two are intertwined, so then it's almost like there's no point if I don't. I'm really debating in my head that 5K I'm going to be running in July. Do I bring a camera with me or not? I mean, my arms are going to be dead tired and heavy as it is. My legs are going to be burning. Do I really want to bring a camera with me as I run that race? So I'm still debating that in my head. I'm leaning towards bringing it. Although, like, ask me an hour from now and I'll be leaning towards not bringing it. So we'll see. But those are the races that I have scheduled from now for the next, you know, less than 4 months from now. But that's where all the training is going to be heading towards in that time.
Yo, what's going on?